Hey, how's it going everybody? In this video, we're gonna learn to add CSS to our web page. So let's get started. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. If we think of a house, CSS like the fancy paint and decoration for a house. It makes the website look pretty by choosing colors, fonts, and how the things are arranged. Just like how paint and decorations make the house look nice, CSS makes the website look more attractive. So we're back with Visual Studio Code, and before we start the video, I recommend you watch the video from the corner or by clicking in the description. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video of web development with Code Dude, and today we're gonna learn how to use CSS. So there are three types of CSS that we can use. The first is inline, then we have internal, and then external. I recommend using the external one because that's more practical and it's easy to use, but I'm gonna show how to use three of them as well. So let's start with the inline. So first of all, let's add some sample text in a paragraph tag. So let me add the paragraph tag, and then to add some sample text, we're gonna write lorem. There we go, and then we can see we have some sample text. So now we're gonna add some styles by using the inline CSS. So to do that, we have to go to the first tag and then write style. And then we can choose whatever our style is gonna be from this menu. So let's say we want to make the color yellow. So to do that, we're gonna choose color and then write our color. So we can either use hexadecimal values or the color names or maybe RGB values. So to keep the things simple, we're gonna use the normal color names. So let's write yellow. And then we can see that in our web page, we can see the text is now yellow. So we can also use more than one CSS properties. So to do that, we have to separate this with a semicolon and then write our next style. So let's say we also want our background to be some kind of violet color. So to do that, we're gonna write background color. There we go. And let's write purple maybe. There we go. Now we can see the background color is now purple and the text color is now yellow that we have written here. So that is how our inline CSS works. So the next way to add CSS to our web page is the internal CSS. So first of all, let's generate something in a paragraph tag. Let's write lorem again. There we go. And then to style this using the internal CSS, we have to go to the head tag. And then from there we can write style. And here we can see this is a tag. So this time we're not going to use the style attribute to add CSS. So now to add some styles to our text, we have to write the tag name. So in this case, we have the tag name as P, which stands for paragraph. Let's write P, and then it's going to follow by two curly braces. There we go, and we can separate this by pressing enter. And inside them, we're going to write the CSS property. So let's say this time we're going to change the color to white. So to do that, we're gonna write color and then white. There we go. So here we can see we also have the paragraph internal CSS white because the tag name of this paragraph is also P that we have selected here. So let's say we want to make the background color black this time. And before we do that, we have to separate this with a semicolon like that. Then we have to write our next property. So let's write background color and let's make it black. And here we can see we have the black background for both the paragraph tags. So here we can also add another property. So to do that, we're gonna separate with a semicolon, which I already did. And then let's write our font size to be bigger. So here font size, let's make it larger. So now we can see the text color is now white, the background color is black, and the text is now much bigger. So yeah, that is how our internal CSS work. So the next way to add CSS to our web page is the external CSS. So this is the most recommended way to add CSS. So let's see how to add them. So to add external CSS to the web page, we have to create another document. So to do that, we're going to right click and then press new file. So here we can see we can add the name of the file. So let's write the name. Let's write style as we're gonna write style in it. And the extension should be .css because we're gonna write CSS in it. So here is our external CSS file. Now let's copy the style we have done before and then paste it inside the style.css. So here I have pasted this, and as you can see, the style is not working because we haven't linked the CSS file to our HTML file. So to do that, we're gonna first erase the style tag, and then we have to write angle bracket, then link. Then we have to write rel, which stands for relationship, and the relationship is gonna be style sheet. There we go. And then after that, we're gonna write href, which is the link. So let's write the file name of the CSS file. Let's write style.css. There we go. And then we have to close the tag using another angled bracket. Now, if we go back to our web page, we can see our styles are now back again. So the advantage of using external CSS is if you have the CSS file linked to multiple web pages, you need to only change the property one to do it on every single web page. So let's look at another example. Let's create another document. Let's say this is going to be index2.html. There we go. And then let's also open this with live server. So currently we don't have anything. Let's generate some sample text by using the exclamation mark. And then let's write something very small. Let's write, this is another web page. There we go. And let's generate some sample text in a paragraph tag by writing lorem. There we go. So to add the same style from our previous page, we have to link the HTML file with the CSS file. So to do that, we're gonna write link. And then we have to write the file name in the href attribute. So in this case, it's style.css. There we go. And we can see our previous styles are back within this web page as well. So that is how our external CSS work. So that's it for today's video. If you liked it and want to appreciate my effort, you can click the like button and subscribe if you think HTML is fun.